Now the time is 10 p.m. if you want a number. Really, now is the only time. But just to provide a little context for this video, just got out of work, and on the drive home, I'm thinking, oh, actually, a comment I made to someone tonight. She said, I can't wait to go home. I said, I'm always home, wherever I am. That sense of homeness, being home, sense of completeness, the loving witness, timeless, that never changes, wherever the body is. The body, the family, the house, the possessions, these are all parts of the play, the dream. What is the constant? That which never changes, our essence. Identify with this, and you'll always be home. And then that comment will make sense. What I told her, I'm always home. Wherever I am, I am. Another comment I made to someone tonight, she said, I'm sick. And just to bring awareness, just to point out, because a lot of times people might not even realize what they're voicing, what they're speaking into existence. And not only that, but the power behind their spoken word. Vibration is the language of God. So whatever you're speaking, you're instantaneously, simultaneously manifesting. So by voicing these 3 words, I am sick, just to point it out to her, not to judge her, because I'm always observing, watching. I'm the one who watches. This is the constant, the eternal witness, that which never changes. And as this ripens within your subjective experience, you're detached from anything happening around you. But at the same time, you're wholeheartedly involved with it, with the life. Because you see everything as the one life energy. And someone at work also said tonight, I just want a life. I want to have a life. And in my head I thought, you are life. It's not something that you have, not something that you get something out of, that you extract something from. You already are that. You're it right now. You don't have to go get it. You don't have to pursue it. And see, this is oftentimes the difficult thing. The thing we have the most trouble doing is being. Because it's not something that you do. It's not something that you have to seek. Not something that you have to pursue. Because you already are it. So to simply sit and be silent. There's always this silent presence. And loneliness is an undeniable truth. It's something we can all relate to. We share this common ground. At some point along our journey, we've been lonely. This is just being honest. It's nothing to feel ashamed about, or to be afraid of, or inferior because of. This is just truthful. It's through this common ground that we relate to each other, and we have compassion for everyone. And we operate from a sense of love, which is simply being. Being with someone, not judging, no distractions, simply your unpolluted, uninvested attention, your whole presence now, without trying to get something out of someone or situation or something. Simply being that silent witness, the presence. This is the best way we can show love to the world. Not by having something, not by having a life, going back to that comment. Oh, I wish I had a life. Not by what you have, or even by what you do, but how you are, what you become, how you be. How you are right now is all that matters. Forget about yesterday or even tomorrow. Ironically, the more you forget about tomorrow, which never comes, the more prosperous your future. Because something else awakens within you. An undeniable presence, unshakable, unmovable, grounded, yet simultaneously transcendent, omniscient. You sense this in everything, in everyone. There is no sense of separation. And so there's an eternal sense of connection. And as such, you can distinguish, going back to that comment about loneliness, there's a difference between loneliness and being alone. Understand this. We all come into the world alone. Even if you're laying with someone when you go to sleep at night in the same bed, you're still in your own world subjectively. It's an unescapable, undeniable truth that you're always alone. But that aloneness doesn't have to equate to loneliness. Because when you identify as the presence, not only mentally, but this builds up within you abundantly, simply, this is it. All is here now. I am it. There's nothing to be found. The more this becomes alive within you, you perceive reality with a sense of clarity. And you understand the difference between how do I word this? Simultaneously in the flow while self-conscious. Want to use the right words, have discernment, what I'm speaking into existence, what I'm putting out into the world, because as you reap, so shall you sow. What you put out, the energy you put out comes back to you. And I'm aware of this, making these videos. This channel is rooted in positivity. Anybody who's been watching, listening, following what this one's been saying knows this. It's very obvious. I'm not trying to convince. I have nothing to prove because I am the unmoved, the eternal. And when you know yourself, the truth doesn't have to prove itself. It simply is. What better thought than God is? Nay, simply God. You don't even have to follow it up with an is. I am that. You are that. We are that. We know this through living harmonious. When every activity is in harmony with, we can say, all of base reality, the worldly reality, the three-dimensional reality, the world, the planet that we simultaneously exist on, while our identity is one with, aligned with divinity. In this spiritual alignment, one of the benefits is eternal discernment. Even though you're the detached witness, not judging anything around you, simply observing, at the same time there's a scrutinizing awareness to avoid certain things. You see that actually there is no evil, and there's no power in evil. because everything is subjective. And as you're the witness, you're witnessing something that it is at a different vibration. You could say a lower level frequency. When you're operating unconditionally, you don't judge anybody. And therefore, simply by observing the situation and being silent, you absolve it. You purify it. When you don't react to it, see, for instance, you observe a situation. There's a heated argument. The best thing that you can do is not even put your 2 cents in. Simply by observing it, that presence, that silence, transforms it, the situation. Instead of feeding into it, you detach from it. At the same time, observe it from a higher level, and therefore transform it. The worst thing you can do is react to it. Of course, you can respond to it. Sometimes this may be necessary depending on the situation and your discernment. Is this response going to plant a seed in someone? Perhaps benefit the situation? Or is simply watching it gonna do more justice? Be of better service? Fundamentally, whatever we do, I just happen to have that job title of being a server, serving at a restaurant, but we're all serving something or someone, the life around us in some way or another. And when this is our intent, again, we operate from a state of love. And there's different levels of love. There is a difference between, as I said in a recent video, worldly love, human love, and divine love, transcendent love. And there's unconditional love, which results in a constant joy. There's a sense of joyousness and abundance that is always with you as the presence. And so, to look back to the beginning of the video, I'm driving home from work, chewing, thinking, reflecting, simultaneously feeling. The masculine and feminine are in harmony, in balance within. And so, as man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Thoughts and feelings are not separate. They're one. Emotion is simply a juicier part of thought. By itself, without feeling, thought is kind of bland. But once you have a heart sense of aliveness and devotion to each thought, they're backed by we could say a sense of bhakti, B-H-A-K-T-I, bhakti, which means the path of devotion, surrendered sense of service, unconditional. When you have this sense of feelingness, then every thought is harmonious, and your very existence benefits all of us, all the life around us. And thus, there's an end to loneliness. You understand the difference between being alone, which we always are, subjectively, versus loneliness. Because in the presence, there's an eternal sense of connectedness. And so I hope you feel this. I hope you feel the essence behind the words, the place, the silence from which they're arising, being spoken. Because this is the truth. The truth is found also in communication, in verbiage, in language, in words, in vibration, but also the power, the transcendent Lord, beyond the phenomenal world, creation. And ultimately, all the great personalities throughout all of humanity, throughout all of time, throughout all of mankind, use different words to speak the same truths. Whatever form they took, whatever shape, whatever role in the world, the personalities that were animated by truth and devoted to truth spoke the same fundamental thing, whatever words they used. And it's not even a thing. What is a thought? A thought is a thing. It has to do with creation. When there's the discernment that everything manifest began as a thought in consciousness, in the mind of man, imagination. When there's this discernment between creation and what I am, then you don't get caught up in things of the world. Nobody can tell you who you are. What people think about you doesn't matter. At the same time, you appreciate and you're grateful for positive feedback, but you don't depend on it. You don't rely upon it, because you know that nature changes. There's a flux. This word Maya, matrix, they're synonyms. So know yourself to be the unchanging one. God is one. There is, therefore, never separation. Have a sense of determination to realize this truth, but be careful of the direction. One can be very determined to pursue something, to go get something, to seek something. And that's okay, but ultimately there comes a time when you have to go all in. You don't have to, but you're led to, you want to. Something within you just begs to. Know itself. The self with a capital S yearns for itself, to know thyself. And so, you begin a deep, wonderful journey within, where there's always room for growth, to level up. And the world is a reflection of that inner determination to know thyself. And once you discover heaven within, it's found in the world too. It's found in everything around you. So there's heaven here now on earth. Your will, His will, God's will, the Most High's will, the Almighty's will is done on earth as it is in heaven. And there's never any separation. And thus, you operate from a perpetual sense of blessedness. I'm always chewing on righteousness, justice, these two absolute attributes of the Lord. And at the same time, there's mercy, forgiveness, gentleness, meekness, temperance, patience, peace. All the profound feminine qualities of the human experience. When you retain your masculine essence as a man, your seed with a capital S, the seed of life, the eternal seed of God. You are that. When you retain that, the essence which is being spoken, that is infused in the words, transmitted via osmosis, It uplifts. And the feminine within is in balance. And therefore you don't need to seek it in the world. You don't need to go out and get a girl. Check out the video on here. The power of pussy is illusory, where I mention awakening the feminine within, and how when you retain your sacred feminine waters, your heart chakra, your third eye, your intuition, the feminine chakras, energy centers within the body, along the human spine, the altar of the divine, these are fully awakened and alive within you. And oftentimes you sense much more so than females, the opposite gender. And from a higher awareness, perspective, sense, there is no opposites. Because again, what I said earlier, it's all one. One life energy. The worldly energy, Kundalini, is so wondrous. And so we don't want to neglect the body. We want to be in balance. But at the same time, we know this is not our identity. We're aware from within this. There's a sense of transcendence and simultaneous groundedness. Wow, I'm here as the presence, and at the same time, I know I'm way beyond this, so I don't get entangled in anything. There's a profound sense of freedom. And when you're aware from this context, there's no comparison. Nothing can compare to it. Nothing can compare to the truth when you're it. When you know yourself to be it. Comparison is a thief of joy. This joy that I just spoke of. When you're surrendered, operating from a sense of unconditionalness, lovingness, as the unconditional witness. You don't want to confuse surrender as a passive, negative state. It's actually very, very powerful. To let go of the grip of the lower energy centers. They're still awake and alive within you. You give them their due. Give the body its due, but no more. Perhaps less. That's also a video on here. Give the body its due, no more. In the last video, I mentioned Sri Yukteswar Giri, Paramahansa Yogananda's guru. That's his quote. Give the body its due. No more. I can't take credit for it. Gotta give the credit where it's due. And as I made that video, it made itself. I simply showed up. I was led to make it. And whatever came out, came out. But I'm also excited to post it, to give the credit where it's due. Because I know I'm being guided by unseen. I have faith in the unseen hand, the unseen realities that are operating the visible, objective reality. And I know there's always room for growth, no matter how much I think I know. I'm open to this. There's a certain sense of receptiveness. And this begins now with silence. And sometimes I lose track of the thought process. And it's okay. I know I was going somewhere with what I was just saying. Or was I? I'm already here. So are you. So I appreciate you watching, listening. this point in the video. God bless. I'm simply excited to write the description to this, to show up and witness whatever comes out on Stick Express. Keep the faith. I'll leave it on this.